So, some of you may have seen that I allegedly challenged Reece from Reece's Shed to a build-off. And he has responded very quickly. Far quicker than I was expecting him to, if I'm being honest. And if you haven't checked him out already, you should probably go do that, because he does some pretty good work for a bloke with a reasonably okay beard. I may also have proposed this challenge with no real idea of what I was going to do, which I think is kind of in the spirit of backyard hackery. Which leaves me with really one thing to do. I'm going to go and drive around and look at my junk and see if I can work out what I'm planning on doing. It will definitely come to me. I hope. Which brings us to here. The junk pile. Well, one of them. I should be able to find something in here that we can use. Now, for those of you who don't know, the challenge that I proposed to Reece was build a useful workshop tool for $0. Which is how I ended up here, digging through junk, looking for stuff to make something useful. This is why you keep your offcuts. Yes. Behold, my junk. I think I can do something with this. A plan is forming, and I have an idea. Just need a couple more things, and we can start building something. Okay, random bucket of bolts. Can use some of this. Ooh, pretty yellow ones. Shiny ones. Hell yeah. Okay, so these H sections that I recovered from an old line conveyor, I think, have given me an idea. When you look at this laid out like this, some of you have probably already figured this out, but I think I can make a very cheap, usable engine test stand. Does that not fit this challenge perfectly? Let's get to work. So it's no secret that I have a lot of Falcons, so let's use that as our baseline. And the engine mounts are 600. So if we go somewhere between 600 and 700, that should be pretty good. H sections are 700-ish to the out. They're actually like 690. I would like them to be wider, but I like this because it means I don't have to build anything. Next thing to look at is the engine needs a radiator. And the radiator spacing is 550-ish. So I reckon we can work with 700. So the other thing that I noticed is I have a few offcut pieces of this 50 by 50 or 65 by 65. And I noticed that it will sleeve onto these. Let's make this thing collapsible for easy storage, because building it is not hard enough in of itself. So I'm thinking if we make it 900, or close to, that'll give us a 1.8 meter frame. 1.8 should be more than long enough for anything we're going to put on it. Now I'm using a cut-off saw because I have one. If you don't, you can do this with a hacksaw or a grinder or anything really. This just makes it a little more accurate, saves me a little bit of time. So I'm thinking I'm going to grind these off, and these can kind of sit like there, so that we've got the nice secure structure all the way around. I also realised that these legs are adjustable, and I don't know what these casters are rated to, but if they're not strong enough to support an engine, I guess we'll just try different ones. Now we're only tack welding it for a start because I may decide I don't like it, or I may have to move it. There's part one, on to part two. Now if any of you are interested to know how I'm setting my alignments, I'm guessing. I'm going to open a door. Whoops. Cool. It even looks reasonably level. That's pretty cool. It's pretty much vanity at this point, but it should be level that way. We are about 2 mil out of level. And I am perfectly fine with that for this build. I also think for an engine stand structure, it will do the job. Aside from the tack welds, I would probably quite happily jump on this. Let's get it all welded up and then we can start doing the additional bits. Because this, at the moment, just looks like a shopping trolley. Okay, so that's the frame welded securely. What's next? Suppose we better put all the other bits that the engine actually sits on onto it. Now I already have this rail piece that came off, I have no idea what, but it's pretty close to what we need. And I think it will actually make quite a good rear mount for the gearbox or rear engine support. I'm trying to work out if I can put like some U-bolts onto this, so it'll just like that. And then I don't have to build that bit then. For the actual engine mounts themselves, I think I'll use this bit here, which I swear to God I did not pre-cut this. This was the size of the offcut and it is almost perfect across this. And then I've got these plates, so I'll cut them in half and I'll put them like under here, kind of like here, something, and around. It's actually not perfect because I need it to come out more. I have another plan, I have another idea. The other idea is I have this one. It's a little bit thinner, but it's a thicker wall, so it should still do the same job. And then I can use these pieces as slides for the actual engine mounts themselves. And then, yeah, I think that'll work. Let's try that. Now, I just had an idea. I have to cut this anyway, but these already pre-cut angles will actually, I think, will make good angular mounts for my engine mount blocks. So I'm gonna take like 150 off the end of each, and then I can use them as my engine mount blocks, I think. Because then we couple that with these and we've got adjustable ones. I've still got enough on each end to do my U-bolt thingy. I have some like cool little engine mounty things that we can, yeah, like that. Okay, so the easiest way to determine where these are going to sit is going to be to use an actual engine. So I've got this one. This is the engine out of the XB that's been sitting in the shed for the last year. And I really need to give it a clean up so I can put it back. So I figured this was the perfect opportunity. It also gives me a chance to work out exactly how or where I'm going to do the holes in these engine mounts. I'm thinking they're going to sit down here, and I'll try and drill in here somewhere. That gives me plenty of room for this to be able to swing and pivot, but it also makes it fairly strong and secure. It can sit either straight up and down, or it can kick out a little bit depending on how it wants to sit on the stand. Okay, so the next part of the plan is I have these off-cut pieces of something. I'm going to use these to make like stirrups to sit on this, that then this engine mounty piece can bolt into, or this piece can bolt into, to give me the flexibility for these to do what I want them to do. Okay, I'm aware that all of that looks pretty hacktastic, but what we end up with is this. I think is not too bad. This will work just fine for setting up and centering the engine. Put a couple of pivot bolts through here, a couple of locating pins along this edge. I think that's our main engine mount frame done. I'm just going to use this stick here. It's going to come down like 30-ish mil, somewhere around there. That's working out pretty good so far. There, see? Now we've kind of got like that. Okay, so part of me being a bit of a hack and very impatient is I'm not going to get everything securely in place before I try and work out where it needs to sit. We're just going to throw the engine on and we're going to work out where it needs to be bolted after that. Now, in hindsight, this was a terrible idea because it made it really hard to align. Wasn't hugely safe. The engine was off kilter, and my little adjustable leg thingies were too long and not secure. So we ended up getting rid of those and ended up with this. There you go. It's an engine and it's standing. So like 64% of the mission is accomplished. Now I've just got to make it secure and safe so I'm not terrified that it's going to fall off. Okay. My two big problems that I have now are bolts, because the ones that I have are not right. I'm going to have to do a hunt and find some others. And two, I have the engine on the stand, but now I want to get the stand in the shed and it's heavy and this is all mud. That might have been an oversight a little bit. So let's deal with the first and most immediate problem, which is that we need bolts. There has to be something here. That might be a little overkill. Oh, hang on. Hang on. It's too heavy to do one-handed. Yes. Now these are potentially bolts that I need to build a carport, but the carport's not going up yet, so I feel that we can borrow them. So we have stolen about this many, and oh, they'll just make it. They will just make it. Winner. So I'm gonna scrap the U-bolt thing, and we're just gonna drill holes and bolt these straight through because time constraints and things. But first I need to make sure that this is sitting right, and at the moment I think it's actually too far forward. So I'm gonna dummy in the radiator thing to make sure that I've got the spacing right, and we're just gonna bolt it in place. This is the radiator that came out of it, so it's kind of all we need to use. And yeah, we're too close. We need to go backwards. How are we going to do that without breaking stuff? Actually, let's work out how much we need to go backwards first. You are lower. You go there. And this is upper. Which one was which? So these actually sit like here. So that's that one. Just, I don't have to. Don't make me do stuff. Get in. Ugh, that's rocky. Right, so it needs to go backwards and the radiator has to sit upwards. Actually, with the hoses there, if I bring it up, it actually is fine. It just has to come like way up. Way up. And the spacing is actually not bad. Okay, cool. We will very delicately massage it backwards. I feel that 550 is good. Let's just go with that, I guess. How much safer I feel knowing that there's a bolt all the way through that is hard to describe, actually. Like, even though it's loose, I now know that this can't just like boop. I'm not happy with this little block mount at the back here because it's not really doing much. So I've got this bell housing, which is off that 5-speed that I had for the other car. We're gonna try and use this as our thing. Yes, exactly. Just like that. Because then I can put solder on and we can maybe actually turn this thing over and use it as a run stand. The next part of the plan. These bolt holes are exactly 200mm apart. I have this piece of channel-y stuff. Measure 100mm either side of that, which would be like here and here, I guess. Between those 2 points, 200. Drill some holes. Then this bolts to this. That goes like there. This goes onto some legs, and we're good. All right, now I'm going to set the radiator up so that it's kind of where I want it to be. And like, sitting here, that's pretty good. I'm happy enough with that. Now at this point I am terribly time poor, so we are just sort of gonna wing it a little bit here. We can always make it better later, right? That was not what we were going for. Sure, that'll be fine. That'll be good enough. You can sit there also. Doesn't have to be good, it just has to work, okay? Can you all just relax, please? All right, I promise I will do it better later. But for now, it's budget and it's hack, okay? That's what we said it was going to be. I am just fulfilling it. Yeah, see? Radiator, tech screws. It's pretty much factory rig at this point. And it's mostly stable. So for the last bit, we're going to try and spread these out a little bit. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to put the uprights on, bolted to them, because then I can sort of move them in and out depending on what sort of engine I've got and where I need the support frame to sit. So we kind of end up with something like that. And don't worry, it's not actually sitting on that. We're just aligning and setting up at the moment. I've got a jack and a jack stand and all sorts of other stuff, making sure this doesn't fall. Unfortunately, I'm not relying on 2 tech screws to hold the whole thing together. But what we'll do is we'll get this frame bolted in, with some big bolts through there, and then that should be pretty much where we need to be, I think. These 100mm bolts are definitely overkill, but that's what I got. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty happy with that. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A $0 engine test stand. I was going to say engine run stand, but we're not quite there yet. However, in the next episode, I want to try and run this engine because we're going to do some work on it. So stay tuned if you actually want to see this thing in action with the controls and the fire and the smoke and all that. Now, I know that this project is very hack. This was just something I threw together to show you guys that you can build stuff out of pretty much anything. And one of the things that I realized building this is I have become a little bit spoiled. Because the amount of times that I thought I can just go buy the part I need and then realized this is a $0 challenge was crazy, actually. I did not realize how much I have started to rely on just buying the pieces rather than trying to make stuff work. If you're willing to raid scrap piles and work through things and look at things a little bit differently, you can build something that is not what it is, but what it could be. Reece, thank you for participating in the challenge. Make sure you guys go over, check him out, give him some love. He really is a very good Aussie builder. I really can't fault him. But thank you for watching. If you guys want to see more content like this, be sure to tune in. If you want to see this engine get pulled down, checked over, refreshed and running on this stand, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.